Hey everyone, I am here with your weekly Tarotscope for the week of October 16th to the 22nd. As you can see, my hair has been rainbowed. Got some pink here. The purple and the blue don't really show up until it starts getting lighter to see the difference. Right now they look like they're all one color, but they're not. And then I've got some green going on here. So yes, I've been rainbowed this weekend. But anyway, let's get started with our Tarotscope. As always, like and subscribe if you want to see more of these, kind of videos, Tarotscope, astrology, that kind of stuff. So let's get started. As always, well, for October, I have the Halloween Tarot along with the Lay Vampire Oracle. That's the back there. So let's get started with Aries. So Aries, we have the Four of Bats reversed. So this is really telling us that, for Aries, that you need to rest. You need to rest this week. You need to take it easy. I mean, this week the moon is waning, and then on Thursday we have a new moon in Libra, which is the opposite sign of you. So it makes sense that right now this is time of rest for you. This is a time when your energy is low. So take the time to rest. If you try to push this week, it won't work. So make sure that you rest, because otherwise, you'll kind of be forced to rest. You might get a cold or something. So rest. For Taurus, we have the Five of Bats reversed. So Taurus, not a week to get into arguments with people, that's for sure. It's kind of a week where you might need to walk away. You might need to, cut your losses with some people or situations. It's a week where you might be feeling frustrated with yourself and with others. And so it's saying not to beat yourself up. And that, some people, you're just not going to change them. So, you have to work on you and not try to change somebody else, even if that's frustrating sometimes. For Gemini, we got a bunch of reversals this week, The Six of Imps reversed. So this week, Gemini, is going to be good for you. I do see that it is a week of success, a week where you feel like you're on top. Even if others don't recognize all the hard work you've done, you recognize it. You see what you've done. And so it's saying that you need to internally congratulate yourself, even if others around you aren't doing so, or maybe they don't recognize all the hard work that you've done. You recognize it, and you should celebrate yourself. And you maybe toot your own horn a little bit too. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I worked on this. So definitely a week to celebrate, though, for you, Gemini. For Cancer, we have the Nine of Bats reversed. So Cancer, this is a week where you're going to be feeling like you have a lot of worries around you, maybe some anxieties. If you're feeling kind of down, you might be getting down on yourself this week. And it's saying not to make something bigger than what it actually is. Sometimes the way we're thinking about something is the problem rather than the problem itself. So we might be making something bigger in our mind than it actually is. And then when that event comes, or when we have to deal with that thing, we go, oh, well, maybe that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So, don't be too hard on yourself either, though. Don't beat yourself up this week. That's for sure, Cancer. For Leo, we have the King of Ghosts, and this is Right Side Up this time. Yay, Right Side Up card. So, Leo, this is a week where you're feeling very much like people are coming to you with their problems and their issues, but you can handle it. You're kind of taking a step back. You're not taking it into yourself, so to speak. It's not that you're not taking it in. You're listening to people. You're able to give good advice, but you're not taking it where you're carrying other people's problems and burdens with you all the time. And people really look to you for support this week and for guidance. And they're really looking to you for encouragement this week. It's also a week to really get in touch with your emotions, maybe doing some shadow work, getting in touch with your creativity as well. For Virgo, we have the Nine of Pumpkins reversed. Virgo, you're being asked to look at all the things that are wonderful in your life. Sometimes we take things for granted, or we wish for things that we don't have, and we forget to see all the beautiful things around us. And this week is really asking you to do that. It's also asking that you not rest too much on what other people have given you, but you look to see what you can do for yourself. Because sometimes we might be in a situation where people around us are giving us, everything instead of us working for it ourselves, and we might be taking that for granted. So we have to make sure that we're saying thank you to people that are, helping us out. For Libra, we have the Eight of Pumpkins reversed. Libra, this is a week where you are asked to look at your work and where you're happy and not happy. And this doesn't necessarily mean your job. It could mean your vocation, the things you love to work on. And maybe you've been feeling a little stagnant and a little stale recently, or like the energy's not with you. And so it's asking you to re-look at that and re-find your passion. What made you like doing what you do in the first place? Or is it time to find something new to do? For Scorpio, we have Temperance reversed. Scorpio, you are asked to be patient this week, which I know is hard. It's hard for Scorpio, it's hard for all of us. But you're being asked to be patient. You want to rush into things. You definitely feel like you've put in the work and now you want to see the results. And it's saying that now is not the right time, that you really need to just sit back and let things happen, which I know is not easy. And it's a message that a lot of us don't want to hear. We don't want to hear. You have to be patient. But you do have to be very patient this week. And you also have to, it's asking you to listen to your intuition and listen to your guides around you. It's saying there's a lot of spiritual support around you right now. You might be kind of missing it, or, you know, not always open to it all the time. And it's saying this is a week, you know, to slow down and kind of listen to that. For Sagittarius, we have the Five of Imps reversed. So Sagittarius, you might be tempted, much like Taurus this week, you know, to get into arguments and things, and saying these will not be fruitful. Avoid the internet arguments this week because they're not going to go anywhere. There's lots of little frustrations going on, but it's asking you to use your creative energy to solve some problems this week. It's also asking you to trust your gut. If somebody asks you this week to do something that doesn't feel quite right to you, you need to trust that this week. Capricorn, we have the Lovers reversed. So Capricorn, this is a week where you are being asked to use your head and not necessarily your heart. It's saying that if you jump in both feet to something that, you know, you feel it feels good, but your head's saying this isn't wise, things may not turn out so well. So Capricorn, this is a week where you need to really use your head and step back and really trust your gut instincts on things, as opposed to, oh, well, this looks really good, so it must be good, but there's this little niggling voice that tells me it's not. You need to listen to that this week. It's also saying that don't rush any choices right now. There's some choices going on where you might feel like you're being pushed into it, and it says, no, you need to step back and think about things before you do. For Aquarius, we have the Three of Pumpkins. So Aquarius, this is a week where you feel like progress is being made. So while we have a lot of reversed cards this week for most signs, for you, it's right side up, and so the energy is flowing for you, especially when it comes to work and money. You might have a little bit of extra money this week. Saying work is going smoothly. This is a good indication if you're looking for a job, or if you have a test at school, or anything work related, is saying things are going really smoothly and you're making progress. And for Pisces, we have the Ten of Imps reversed. So Pisces, you've had a lot on your plate, and it's saying this is the week where you ask for help. This is the week where you're going to be able to delegate. You're going to be able to let go of some of the things that other people have put upon you, even if that's just emotionally letting go of some things. So you're making progress as well this week. So it looks like a week where the energy is kind of like a little bit stifled for some people, or we're feeling blocked, or we might feel like, you know, we need to step back and think about things before we move forward, because we might be building things up in our mind worse than they are, or we might be tempted to jump into things before we actually really think them through this week. And then I pulled the Oracle card for the week, and I got Witness, to know personal evidence to speak out. So this is all about speaking our truth this week. It's about telling our stories, speaking our truth, and also speaking out when we see something that isn't quite right. And this can be hard sometimes, you know, sometimes putting yourself out on a limb or telling our story can make us feel really vulnerable, but it's something that we're being asked to do. And immediately when I saw this, I thought about the whole, like, all over the internet, we have the whole Harvey Weinstein scandal. You know, people are talking a lot about, you know, sexual harassment of women and things like that, and how, you know, brave it is for people to speak out about those kind of things happening to them. And I mean, that's kind of an extreme example, but, you know, we need to speak out and tell our stories sometimes, and we may not feel comfortable in the moment, but we might at some point feel comfortable doing it. And we don't want to either try to push people into telling things when maybe they're not ready, because not everybody is in that position or that place. So we also have to have compassion for people who, maybe don't, because people sometimes say, oh, why didn't that person speak out then, or why didn't they say something? And there might be a million reasons why they did or didn't. So we need, though, to be a witness, to speak the truth in our lives, even if it's just to ourselves, to admit to ourselves the way that we really feel about things, or to talk about our stories to others. Because when we talk about our stories and share our experiences, it gives courage to other people to share theirs as well. So that's what I thought, kind of a somber thought, but witnessing is important in that we need to, tell our story. Everybody's got their story to tell. So, and then we don't feel so alone. So that is the message for this week. So it seems like kind of an intense week. We've got a new moon coming up in Libra on Thursday. And I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow in the astrology reading. But I hope you all have a wonderful week. I think if we all just slow down and take a deep breath and step back on things this week, we'll be okay. All right. Like and subscribe. I'll talk to you all next time.